I love it when you talk shop.
Or I talk shop. We like to come in a couple times a week, talk shop, tell bedtime stories to the rook.
Hey everybody, it's Rusty Paap with Paap Properties of Intero Real Estate Services. And of course, I make a lot of videos here on social media about real estate and about agents, what agents can do to be better, what consumers can do in order to hire the right agent.
Please. Help me help you.
And from time to time, I always wonder how impactful really is social media on the consumer when it comes to real estate, both buyers and sellers. And I've always suspected that it's really not that impactful, at least not at this time. Buyers and sellers really want to work with somebody that they can trust, someone that was referred to them by friends or family, or the agent that is most consistent in their neighborhood.
I heard you top dog now.
And not so much finding them online, specifically through social media. And I was thinking about how realtors come across on social media. And the number one thing that I find interesting about the whole process is how many agents really put out information and or content that is misleading, misguided, or really just not that important. And it's interesting to me, especially because I feel like there's so much of it. I'm a real estate agent, so obviously the people that I follow on social media tend to be in or connected to the real estate business. So I see probably a bigger swath of real estate content than the average person does.
And it's everywhere. It's whenever you put it out there.
But man, so much of it is really useless for the audience that they're trying to hit. Number one, you see a lot of people that post about they're number one in their brokerage or number one in their office, or they're this number for the state or this number for the county or this number for the country. And realistically speaking, I don't think the consumers really care about that. I don't even think they really know the context for which that's even applied.
What does that even mean?
So many people say that they're the top 1% or top 5%, and we don't know how they divide that up as far as consumers are concerned. And so I don't think anybody cares about that. So I don't think that's a really effective way to reach an audience. The other thing that I see a lot of is, come check out this house. I'm holding an open house. All great to remind people that you're in real estate. And I think that if you want to keep your friends and family kind of in the know that you do it full time, I think that's really good content. But I also think you need to keep in mind that the average person doesn't care about whatever house you're holding open that particular weekend, because unless somebody's trying to buy a house in that specific neighborhood, it doesn't really matter to them.
Nothing really matters.
And then finally, I was just looking at the Zillow report as to what really matters to buyers and sellers in today's market. And there's all these tips and insights that I think a lot of agents could find useful from reading. I think National Association of Realtors also came out with a similar report recently. And I think communication is going to always be number one as far as what buyers and sellers want from their agent. And I think social media is low on that list. As a matter of fact, actually 46% of the people surveyed did say social media had no impact whatsoever on who they chose as their agent. 10% even said that social media had a negative impact on whether or not they would want to hire a certain agent or not.
I don't like what I'm seeing.
Be careful of your content. Make sure that it's tight. Make sure that the audience that you're trying to reach actually cares about what you're saying. Because at the end of the day, if you're just putting out content just to put out content, I don't think you're going to be that successful with it. If you're expecting to get leads from that type of content, you might find that you get it almost like that unicorn level where you just get lucky.
You may indeed, if you get lucky.
But in general, I don't think it's a very solid lead generation source, especially as much as people put into it as far as their time is concerned. I would spend your time trying to actually engage people on a one-on-one, more direct basis, as opposed to the shotgun approach of social media.
So consequently, the buckshot just flies out at any and every direction.